Welcome back, everyone, to week 37 update here. And what a crazy end of the week did we ever have. I hope we didn't lose anyone, and I'll get to that in a second. But wow, what a week. So, the big story relating to what this channel has talked about, at least for the week. Wow, the grammar's been very off today. But anyway, the big story has been Section 232 finally being resolved-ish. President Trump is not putting any quotas or tariffs with regards to what the utilities are allowed to buy. And this has hurt the U.S. nuclear uh, uranium producing stocks immensely. If you want to see what I mean and you don't know, well, lucky you. But you could look at Energy Fuels, UR Energy, or any really of the American US-based uranium producers or potential producers. They had a bad day Friday. Um, there will be a 90-day nuclear fuel working group. I don't know what the heck that means or what that's going to cause, but that is something that is going to be uh, set up by the government to see if they can figure out and how to keep the uranium industry alive in the US. I will soon. I have it all slided out. I have a video about my thoughts on the 232 resolution and where we stand in uranium, and I just need to narrate that, and that should be up soon. But overall, 232 being out of the way for the uranium sector, for the price of uranium, I think it gets things back on track. And you just have to look at the price action, break down the price action of the stocks from Friday, and I think you'll see what I mean. Just look at, yes, what happened in the US, but look at the spot price, look at Cameco, and you'll see what I mean. So in general markets this week, it looks like we're probably still, well, 2 to 2.5 weeks away from what looks to be a 25 basis point rate cut. Stocks are back at record highs. The breadth, let's go with that, of markets isn't great, but technically S&P all-time high. I mean, any technician will tell. I don't know all the technicians, but I would assume most technicians would say that that looks bullish, and new highs generally precede new highs. Whether or not the breadth, I'm going to stop. My tongue is not working today. Whether or not it's there or not, whether or not all sectors are participating or not, and it doesn't look like they are. You can look around to see what I mean. But S&P is going up. Well, has been going up despite rate cut being priced in. So as I mentioned last week, I've been looking around at other sectors, and one of my particular focuses at this point has been commodities and metals, just because they seem generally unloved at this point relative to history. So, but anyway, just looking around, precious metals, again, I've been bullish for a while, but I do see from here, I see potential upside and significant potential downside. There's risks in both directions. So we'll have to see. I don't see either base or precious. I don't see a reason to pile in long or short on either of them right now because yes, it looks like there will be an amount of investment needed for base metals and industrial metals going forward a few years out. However, it does look like we're fine for a few years in most cases with the current trajectory. And if there's significant economic weakness, if there's a downward revision to the trajectory of the economy, well, then this impending deficit is turns into a surplus for at least a while. So that could be a downward pressure on the price. And I remain longer term bullish, but I remain mostly out of the base metals market at present. Now, could I miss it? Absolutely. But at this point, I think it could go in either direction. So when there's that and there's stuff that is more likely to go in one direction and more asymmetric, I have personally been more focused there. Now, another thing that I did see a bit more about this week, and I really need to do a video exclusively on this because it is astounding. Negative yielding junk bonds. There's now supposedly 14 different junk bonds. I think most of them, if not all of them, are in Europe, that are negative yielding. This means that there are companies that issue debt that is less than completely guaranteed to be paid back. So I give them $1,000 and they say, we're probably going to pay you back someday, and you're going to lend it to me because you get interest. But if we pay you back, we're only going to pay you back $999. What? How did it's every time I think about this, it just how did we get here? Seriously, how did we get here? These are not investment grades, these are not governments, these are corporates that are not guaranteeing to pay you back at all. And yet, if they pay back, they will pay back less. That's just crazy. Wow, that's just like I've known about this for a while, and you could see it in governments, but if you really stop and think about it, that's just crazy. Okay, so the picks for this week. Again, I'm just going to go through it quickly. First, we have Uranium Energy Corp. Now, they were hit on Friday rather severely, and they were down, I don't know, 25%. It, on a rumor, I'll say. So it wouldn't surprise me if early next week we see lower lows in the U.S. Based uranium producers. Normally, bad news takes 2 to 3 days to fully get out. Day two we might see a bottom on Monday. We may have already seen the bottom. I think though by next week we'll be higher than where we are now, but we might not be. Might add more US next week. But anyway, Uranium Energy Corp, we're buying some here. So there's that. Also, new one, Paladin. There's a few that I could have added, but Paladin, built Langer Heinrich mine. I'm not super crazy about them selling their mine in Malawi, but it makes sense for them. Kind of, some people will say it's perfectly amazing and everything's right about it, but honestly, I don't think it's a great time. But whatever, they did it. They are what they are now, and they're 11 cents a share. So I we're paying 11 cents a share here. We'll see how that goes in a while. And then lastly, Laramide, they got hit also. I do think that they'll probably have to get some money soon, so it wouldn't surprise me if they go lower. But again, long term, we'll see how that goes. And that is about it. And I think this will probably be the last week of 3 uranium stocks. I can't predict the future. And I'm not saying that the price is going up immediately. I'm just saying 232 gone. We'll see what happens. Ready to move on. So yeah, that's it. And that's all for this week's quick review. Questions, comments, anything. I read all the comments. I don't always respond. That reminds me, I have. Anyway, some to get back to. I do read everything. Do read everything. Reply when there's questions, and I like hearing the feedback from all of you. So, I hope you enjoyed this week. Tell me what if you have a concern about 232 or uranium or anything, please. Um, I don't. I really don't think this is a time to panic or sell or anything. I'll talk more about 232 tomorrow, but if you have any concerns, any questions, anything, feel free either in the comment section or direct message on Twitter, anything, feel free. Shoot me up, hit me in the with a message. As I said, tongue, not today. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed. I'll catch you soon. As always, everyone, please do your own research before making any investment decisions. This channel shall not be liable for any losses incurred from investment decisions made as a result of information obtained on this channel. Good luck with your investments. I'll catch you next time.